Hello, XPR community. Today I will show you how to become a block producer for XPR network. This tutorial will be separated into two parts. First part will be server setup and second part will be testnet setup for block production. First, you need a server. You can get it at any hosting provider like Hetzner, Contabo, DigitalOcean, or any other you preferred. Pay attention to the server specifications. For the purpose of the tutorial, we will use the basic one at Hetzner. Log into your Hetzner account or register if you haven't already. Add a new project and name it whatever you want. Choose a location and then choose an image. I will use the latest Ubuntu distro. As I said at the beginning, for the purpose of this tutorial, I will choose a server with lowest specs. Name it. I'll go with Block Producer. When everything is set up, click Create and Buy Now button. The server will be created shortly. You can already see the public IP address. Excellent. The server is created and already running. To log into our server, we need to open Terminal and make use of SSH command. The command is SSH, then root, and type the server public IP address. Type yes. Server password. Check your email and copy it. And we are successfully logged into our server as the root user. Change the password. Now we will add a non-root user. And set a new password for non-root user. Hit enter 5 times. Is the information correct? Type Y and hit enter. Check home directory and our non-root user is there. Server security is very important. So we will continue the server hardening process by implementing the following measures. Adding a non-root user, which we already did. SSH key authentication deals with replacing password usage with the public-private key pair authentication system when logging into your server. SSH config file makes login into your server using key authentication quick and easy. Server updates deal with ensuring all packages install on the server up to date. Implementing a firewall policy allows you to lock down and close any unused ports and services that are not being used. Fail2ban is an intrusion prevention framework that will protect your server on brute force attacks. Back to terminal. Type vi sudo and hit enter. Here we will add root privileges to our non-root user. To close nano, hit Ctrl and type X, then type Y and hit enter. We need to make some changes to sshd_config file, which is an SSH directory. But first we will make a copy of it. Now open a file using Nano. You need to find a common authentication, and where it says Permit Root Login, delete Yes and type No. Close Nano and save changes. Restart SSH to enable the change we made. Exit and try to log in as root user. Permission denied. You cannot log in as root user anymore. So we need to log in as non-root user we created before. SSH key pair is generated locally, not on your server. You generate your key pair locally on your PC or Mac. You must log out of the server. Back to terminal. First step is to generate our key pair locally on a PC or Mac. Specify the file whatever you want. I call it XPR BP. Enter passphrase. This is not your password on the server. This is a passphrase that protects the private key from unauthorized usage. Now we need to copy the public key to the server. Go back to SSH directory and open sshd config file using Nano. We need to change a few things. Public key authentication is commented. Remove the hash to uncomment. Uncomment also authorized keys file. Uncomment password authentication. Delete yes and type no. Exit Nano and save changes. And the last thing, restart SSH service. At this stage, you can no longer log in without a key authentication. Using this key authentication, we need to specify what is called the identity file. That is, we need to specify the private key that must be used for this particular server. Enter passphrase, not password. Vulnerabilities are found continuously. Packages are being updated continuously. It is most important that you keep the packages up to date. You need to log into your server, run 3 commands, and then you can log out of your server. It takes only a few minutes of your time to log in and ensure your server is kept updated. We're going to make use of an IP tables wrapper called Uncomplicated Firewall, or UFW. First, we will set default firewall policies. The default policies deny all incoming requests to your server and allow all outgoing requests from your server. Then we will open some ports, allowing our server to respond to requests on those ports. In addition to the ports needed for block producing, I will also open ports like SSH, HTTP, HTTPS, and others. Now, enable firewall. And check firewall status. Reboot the system. Check the firewall status again, and it should be enabled and active. Fail2ban is an intrusion prevention software framework that protects computer servers from brute force attacks. The first step is we need to install the service on our server. After installing, we need to enable the service. And reboot the server. After logging to your server, check if Fail2ban is running. The service is running. Please ensure you execute the command sudo system enable Fail2ban again. That will ensure that Fail2ban starts automatically after a system reboot. Now go to etc/fail2ban folder, where we are going to make some changes. Before we make any changes to a configuration file, we need to make a backup copy. Any changes that we make in the jail.local file will override the settings in jail.conf. Now open the jail.local file using nano. Ban time is how long we are going to ban a host. I like to ban a host for 7 days. Set find time to 3 hours and max retry to 3. Find the SSHD section. Remove the hash from mode, and then we want to remove normal and replace it with aggressive. Underneath backend, type enabled equals true. Exit Nano and save changes. At the end, all we need to do is restart service fail to ban.